look who's back.
Hi, everyone.
We figured we would just get together again and do a little haul video.
Collection update.
Yeah, collection update.
It's a collection
that
update.
we're calling it.
We're trying to just, instead of boring you with all the footage of us going out places, let's just do a quick update.
It's not going to be quick.
It's not going to
We
be
did
quick.
a little bit of shopping today.
Indeed.
Yeah.
This is basically like what we've gotten for the month, because I feel like that's what we should do now.
Sort of. I just did a collection update not long ago, but I picked up a couple things over the last couple weeks. So.
And I picked up a lot of things.
Yeah. But I did want to show off, first of all, if you follow me over on Instagram...
These are really cool.
You would see these. I posted them over there. But Erica actually got cookies made for me by her friend Daisy. I'll actually tag her Instagram down below. But these are awesome. And I needed to show them off because I'm actually going to eat one. But first up, we got these little clapboards there. That's awesome. I love the detail on those. We have a film reel. And then my favorite, I don't know how she did this, but they actually made a logo cookie. Check that out. It's like I'm famous or something.
And they're delicious.
But yeah, Daisy did an absolutely killer job with these. Erica,
sure.
This was an incredible gift from her. It was actually as a celebration for 200 followers, 200 subscribers.
I think that's what you said.
But we're almost at 300 now. So it
That blows my mind.
blew it away. But nonetheless, I just wanted to show these off before we dove into the movies. But I'm going to let Brandon kick off the movies.
Cool. Okay. So I've been on somewhat of a musical kick. Yes, I like musicals. I know they get a lot of flack by the collecting community and just Blu-ray community, movie community in general. But these were all really cheap. These were like $2 a piece, $3 a piece. I picked up Annie, the original, with Carol Burnett. I love this movie. My girlfriend and I just recently tried to watch all of them, and this one's probably the best.
It's a hard knock life, man.
It's a hard, yes, it is, and it holds up so well. It's so good. Apparently, there's a lot of bonus features on this one too. I'm really excited to see what's on there. I got Hairspray, great movie with John Travolta, Zac Efron. The list goes on. Great movie. Now, I think you didn't know this, but the original was not a musical.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
So, this one's good.
Not a big musical guy. I'm getting better. Erica's introducing me.
It's a good one.
But
You should
Grease
watch it.
is my favorite right now.
Grease is great. And this was brand new factory sealed. Couldn't believe this because this has 4 discs of bonus features. Like, I'm going to be watching this a long time. It's The Sound of Music with Julie Andrews. Everybody should know this movie.
Yeah, except for me.
Except for you. The hills are alive in the sound of music. Alright. Enough about my terrible thing. Go ahead, Chris.
So, I think I have my pile arranged in a certain way.
I don't.
From today, I actually had a little bit of cash from a deal that I had at work, and I was like, I told Brandon the other day, I was like, I only want to use this cash, so I didn't want to spend a ton. So we went to Goodwill's, two pawn shops, Big Lots, and Thrift Village.
Yeah, that's it.
In Glassboro.
Mm-hmm.
So the first pawn shop we went to, I actually kind of wanted to kick it off with this. Pretty cool. I know that these aren't like out of print or gone or anything, but I got this for a really cool price, and that is this little Reanimator Monstars doll, and actually just a little head in there that makes it my favorite. Yeah, so got the head and the syringe.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so good old Jeffrey Combs
for like $10 you got it for?
Yeah, I actually got this and both movies for $15,
which was a great deal.
So this is really cool. It's cool to have Herbert West, Jeffrey Combs. I come across these for Army of Darkness, which we actually came across them today.
Across a few of them.
But I saw the Reanimator one. It is popped open there, but I'm just gonna glue that back down. But I thought this was a really cool find to kind of kick off the video with. I'm gonna try to find a way. I want to do a Reanimator display. That's one of my favorite horror films of all time. I have the novel from Encyclopocalypse Pub. So I'm going to figure out a way to do a little display. But yeah, I'm kicking it off with this little Reanimator.
I'm the one that buys the toys. But
yeah. Continue on with your movies, man.
Cool. All right. So like we talked about before, I'm really trying to fill out my Guardians of the Guardians. I just spoiled what I got. Okay. I'm trying to fill out my Marvel collection for as cheap as possible. And all of these were like $2. Picked up the first Guardians of the Galaxy without the slip. That's okay. I don't care about slipcovers that much, but great movie. Can't wait to see the new one. We were just talking about the new one. Can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
It's going to be great. Got the first 2 and the only 2 that really should exist until the new one comes out. Fantastic Four movies. I actually really like Rise of the Silver Surfer. I know it's bad.
Both of them for $5.
Both of them for $5. So that was too good of a deal to pass up. And another bad movie, but you like it and I like it.
Buying bad movies.
Just buying bad movies. Spider-Man 3,
Mm-hmm.
not, whatchamacallit, not the Tom Holland one, the original Spider-Man 3. I like this movie.
Yo, it's not as bad as people think.
No, it's not.
It's not.
But emo Tobey Maguire is still my favorite.
No. Andrew Garfield.
But I meant, yes, that's fine. Never mind. Good movie.
Erica will stand on your side with you.
That's fair.
I won't. I'll stand on that Andrew Garfield.
That's fine. No, I mean, I'm a Tom Holland fan, but whatever.
So, a couple Goodwill pickups that I grabbed. Nothing too exciting or crazy. Just some stuff that I needed in the collection. First up, I grabbed The Blind Side. Erica and I just rewatched it a couple weeks ago. Love that movie. And then we went to another Goodwill.
That apparently stopped carrying movies.
Yeah.
Last time we were there, they're like, we don't carry movies anymore. I'm like, oh, okay.
Then they had a few. But I actually picked up, and this was sealed, actually still is, the Disney release of Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time with Jake Gyllenhaal. This was my favorite game on the PlayStation 2. I'm struggling because I'm normally in the middle, so I'm I can't hold this over there. This was my favorite trilogy. Was there 4 of them? 5 of them.
4, because there's a couple on the 360 as well.
Yeah, I remember Next Gen. There was a couple. I couldn't remember if I hated this movie or if I liked it. I remember it just being okay. It was fine, but I actually got it for $2, I think.
But for $2, that's not a bad deal for $2.
Yeah. So I grabbed that, and then this was actually the most surprising find. The Goodwill that we normally go to in our area kind of had a little bit of a restock, and I came across Red Heat with Schwarzenegger and Belushi.
Do you want to say what we said about Jim Belushi and Arnold Schwarzenegger?
What did we say?
What movie are they into?
Oh, yeah.
This is so funny. I didn't realize. I caught this, and Chris was like, oh, my God.
Jingle All the Way.
Jingle All the Way.
I forgot that he played Santa
Claus and
Jingle All
Turbo
the Way.
Man.
But, I've actually never seen Red Heat, but it's rare I come across this. This is actually the Studio Canal release of it. There's, very little bonus features on here, but a Russian Arnold Schwarzenegger. I've seen clips from this, obviously. I know what this movie is, but to just randomly come across it.
And for a couple of bucks. I mean, what the hell? Why not?
Those were my Goodwill pickups for the day.
Cool. So, my Goodwill pickups are all mixed in with everything else, but here's a couple of things that I got. I'm only going to talk about 2, because now, let's just talk about 2. So, Chris and I went to FYE, and I picked this up, and I had no idea what it was. But he's like, oh, you should get this. It was like $3. It's a movie called Midnight Movie.
It's great. If you haven't seen it, it's good.
I haven't.
Yeah, it's good.
And I like slashers, and like I said, for $3, whatever the hell, why not?
Yeah.
And this one I didn't know anything about until Chris brought it up to me today because he gave it to me. Because now he's sponsored. I don't know.
It's not going. I haven't done that video yet.
No. Okay. Well, God, I spoiled something. I'm sorry.
Just don't say where it's from.
I won't. But it's called To Your Last Death. It's an animated battle royale looks like type movie. I'm excited to check it out. I might watch it tonight. Doesn't seem like it's too long. It's 92 minutes.
Bill Moseley.
Bill Moseley's in it. Yeah. William Shatner.
Yeah, William Shatner.
Marina McPickaren, which I really like. So, yeah. Could be good.
Brandon's out here letting secrets out.
I know. I almost spoiled it, and I'm sorry.
Jeez. All right, so kind of a little mix here. I just figured I'd fly through these. We stopped by Big Lots in Glassboro, and I found this. I've heard of it. I can't remember if I've ever seen it, but I picked it up. I figured, you want to show yours at the same time, actually?
Sure. We both picked it up. Masterminds.
It was only $2.99. I figured Zach Galifianakis, Owen Wilson, Kristen Wiig, Jason Sudeikis. Try it out.
And I'm on a Jason Sudeikis kick right now because I'm watching through season 3 of Ted Lasso, which you need to watch.
So actually, I'll do this in this order here. We went to We Buy Everything, which is a pawn shop right near us. And I'd actually been after this movie. I love this movie. I just never pulled the trigger on buying it before. I think it was like $15 to $20 on Amazon. And I was like, I'll find that somewhere. But I actually picked up a factory sealed copy of Neil Marshall's The Descent, which Brandon here has actually never seen. Shockingly enough.
Because the cover has always turned me off. It doesn't seem like... Ooh, excuse me.
There's some great poster art for it, but this cover doesn't really...
No, it doesn't apparently do it justice.
Yeah. But, I'm not a claustrophobic type person. I don't really deal with claustrophobia, but this one got me. That's a good one. And then I actually picked up... so the pawn shop is 2 for $5. So I just needed another title, and I was like, you know what? I'm finally going to grab this. And it's actually a guilty pleasure of mine. It's a Paul W.S. Anderson movie, and it's Death Race with Jason Statham. just a guilty pleasure. It's a ton of fun. And then on top of this, at the Big Lots, I paid 75 cents for Death Race 3. So
Just need 2.
I need 2 and 4.
Oh, there's a 4th one.
There's a 4th one. So I'm going to be
We've seen
hunting
the
them
4th
down.
one, though.
But,
Pawn Shop's
yeah, but I don't
before.
think I had the first one, so I didn't buy.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
But yeah, I picked up Death Race 3. This was 75 cents at Big Lots.
I still can't believe that. That was so weird.
Whatever.
All right. Goodwill. A couple Goodwill pickups. For $4, I couldn't pass this up. Really excited to watch Glass Onion. Knives Out. For $4, I couldn't believe this was actually donated. So I had to grab this. God, I could talk more and more about this movie because the cast alone is perfect. And everybody knows how good this movie is. I don't need to explain it.
Yeah.
And then my favorite Stanley Kubrick movie, Full Metal Jacket. I don't know how I didn't have this. You said you don't like the second half of this, right?
Yeah, I think the first half is perfection up until Private Pile, the bathroom scene, and then I think the second half is much weaker.
That's fair. Still a great movie, though.
Whatever.
And then this movie, I remember, so some of you guys might remember.
That's my favorite movie by him, by the way.
By this director?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Hands down.
So we talked about how I'm not keen on buying slipcovers because I could care less, but I only wanted to buy this movie if I found the slipcover for the exact reason.
Yeah.
I'm sure it does. And that is Christopher Nolan's Inception with that awesome lenticular cover that's not being shown well on screen. But God, this is such a good movie. I remember my sister seeing this movie when she was a teenager and telling me how great it was, and I watched it and fell in love with it myself.
Yeah, I actually rewatched it not long ago, and I texted Erica as soon as I finished, and I was like, I forgot how perfect the last hour of this movie is.
It's a long one.
It's like 130-some minutes.
But it's definitely worth it. No, I did not pay $30 for it. As you see up there, I would never spend $30 on something like this.
Remember those days? $30 at Best Buy?
I lived to forget those days.
So. It's also back when they had $5 bins, which they don't have anymore.
Nope, not anymore.
So the second pawn shop we stopped at was it's a kind of a chain of these pawn shops. And I picked up a couple titles, and then we also stopped at this little thrift village. I picked up a few, so I figured I would just fly through them. So I think combined here, I spent like $8 for all these. So first up, I picked up The Assassination of Jesse James by the Coward Robert Ford. I am a big fan of Andrew Dominik as a director. I loved Blonde, and I had always heard about this movie and never really like pulled the trigger on really checking it out. I figured for the $2.40
exactly
paid for it is 160 minutes long, so it's a bit of a project to get through, but I finally decided to give that a chance. I also picked up one of Erica's favorite movies.
I just bought that when we were at Second and Charles.
Yeah, one of her favorite movies of all time, and I like it. It's funny. I think it works better for her because she is such a Star Wars fan, whereas I'm like
You're not me.
Yeah. But for $2, I figured I'd get it for her, and that is Fanboys. It is funny though. There are some really funny moments.
That's hysterical. I watched it recently and I forgot how good it was.
And then at Thrift Village, I just grabbed a couple comedies. Shout out Brandon for finally finding me Horrible Bosses with the slip. Friggin' love that movie.
It's a great movie.
I also picked up Hit and Run, which was directed by Dak Shepard. This movie's actually a blast. Tom Arnold is nuts. I randomly put this on a couple weeks ago, and that's why when I found it, I was like, oh, let me grab this.
You need it.
Because I actually had fun with it. And then I've been on a big comedy kick, adding comedies, and I'm a bigger fan of irreverent comedies. Give me gross out, like, sex comedies and stuff like that. I love it. So I've been looking for it for a while. I finally just grabbed it. I picked up The Sitter with Jonah Hill. And I picked up The Watch a couple weeks ago, and absolutely love that. So this is going to be tonight's movie.
There you go.
Yep.
All right. So I have a couple Amazon grabs and then random grabs as well. So you can ask Chris. Chris will attest to me. I have been going on and on and on about how I want these movies. And for $10, finally on Amazon, got the 4-pack of the American Pie movies.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, these are so good. Oh my God.
Plus the 3-hour documentary on the franchise.
Which I need to watch because I hear it's fantastic. So for $10, yeah, for 4 great movies and a 4-hour documentary or 3 hours, however long you just said, 3 hours. Yeah, definitely.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Now, you may judge me for this one. I don't know. But we're 90s kids, grew up playing Pokemon from the beginning, and I don't know why I want all of the Pokemon movies on Blu-ray. I don't know.
My mom fell asleep in the theater watching one of those.
Did she?
Pokemon 2000.
It's the best
My mom
one.
and dad were snoring. I was so into it with my fake-ass Pokemon cards that had the shiny backs I would buy from, like,
flea markets and
flea
stuff.
markets.
Yeah, I was going to say. But this
Damn,
is...
dude, call me out. Damn.
I've been there. I get it. So, but no, this is the 4-movie collection of the Diamond and Pearl anime. I don't really remember these that much, but once again, this was on sale on Amazon for $10, and it's a steelbook.
That's cool.
For $10? Yeah, I'll take that.
Cool. Yeah, that's cool.
And then here's a couple other random grabs. So I went to a local thrift store near my house that unfortunately is closing its doors. Chris will also soon attest that because we got some grabs from there. Well, this isn't all my grabs from there. This is just random stuff yet again. Mine have no concrete order. But I picked up, this was factory sealed, Clint Eastwood's Gran Torino. I love this movie. I know you said you're not a big Torino fan. Or not Torino,
it's
Eastwood
good,
fan.
But it's not.
It's a great movie. Yeah. My dad turned me on to this movie. We saw it in theaters and I loved it.
Racist.
Yeah, but it's so good. That sounds terrible for me to say. And then a big lots purchase. I love comedies from this era. I had to get Kingpin. I originally wanted it with the slipcover because I had a really cool slipcover that had.
I remember it.
Yeah, but for the $1.25 that I spent for it at Big Lots, yeah, we'll get that.
And then this movie I've never heard of.
Yeah, Chris has never heard about this movie, and I remember just watching it randomly on TV. It's not that popular, but I'm a huge fan of Andy Garcia. It's City Island, just like one of those like family type comedy movies. Yeah, I really enjoy it. And it was at Rite Aid, of all places, for like $4.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get it.
Whatever. So Brandon called me while he was at that closing thrift store, and he was like, dude, all these movies are $1. So I asked him to grab me a couple. I'm a big fan of both Tony and Ridley Scott, and this was a Tony Scott movie that I haven't seen in a long time, but I figured, for $1, pick it up. And that is Enemy of the State, who's that, Gene Hackman and Will Smith in that one. Also, he told me this one, and this is a little bit of an odd comedy that I don't think many people have heard of.
No, I haven't, and I like the cast.
And it's an indie comedy, and it works really well, and that is Drinking Buddies. It's so casual. It's just like, it doesn't try too hard to be dramatic. It doesn't try too hard to be funny. It's just a very casual little, like, kind of comedy drama that I enjoy. It's like one of those movies I could just put on and just kind of have on.
That's right.
And then Erica and I actually made on Sunday a trip to Delaware. We went to the Christiana Mall, and we went to Second and Charles. It was her first time there. And I picked up just a couple titles to fill in some holes in the collection. My Judd Apatow collection is finally complete with Knocked Up. I freaking love this movie.
It's a great movie, but that doesn't like cover as much as I love Seth Rogen. It's a boring cover.
I don't know, but 2 hours and 13 minutes. I'm a huge Judd Apatow fan, so
it's a good one.
I finally grabbed that. I actually went looking for this because when we went, I saw they had it. I didn't buy it, and I was like, fuck, I need to go back and get that. And I picked up Hardcore Henry. I actually read an article on /film.com that rebrought this film up because a director whose name is hard to pronounce, Ilya Naishuller, made this for a really low budget, yet did some absolutely ridiculously impressive stuff with the action, the first person. And he actually went on to direct Nobody.
Yeah,
with what's his name? Bob Odenkirk.
Correct. Yep.
So I was like, damn, I had no idea. I didn't know he moved on to do that. And I was kind of itching to kind of get this in the collection, so I picked up
It bothers me that movie kind of flopped too in a way. Because I was telling Chris before we started filming, that movie in particular, when it came out in theaters, I mean, it was the day that it came out. My friend Dan and I went to go see it. We were the only people in the entire theater. I
think it mainly appealed to video game people.
Well, yeah, because it's all in first person.
Yeah.
Which is understandable.
And I can get it. Like, Erica has a hard time with movies like these.
But it was such an instant premise.
It is. But at an hour and 37 minutes of straight POV, it does. There are moments where it's a little like.
Okay, this is a little bit ridiculous.
And then last one I picked up is a remake. As I've said on this channel before, I've been obsessed with picking up remakes. And I figured, I don't know how this can get more disturbing than the original, which I actually have as part of the Criterion collection. But I picked up the remake of Straw Dogs. I'm a huge fan of these revenge horror thrillers, so I figured give this one a go.
A remake.
Yeah, James Marsden. I love that Alexander Skarsgård is in this, and I'm coming off of Still the High of Infinity Pool.
That's right.
So I was super happy to finally pick up Straw Dogs. But yeah, that was my little Second and Charles haul.
Cool. All right, back to talk about that thrift store that unfortunately was closing down. Their Blu-rays were once again $1 a piece. And I don't know what it is, but all the Blu-rays I found were all factory sealed, which was bizarre. I'm a little depressed.
You
about
said
that.
Somebody died.
I feel like somebody died and they just donated them. I know it sounds depressing. So the first one I picked up was kind of a blind buy to me, but it's got a great cast. It's got Marissa Tomei, Timothée Olyphant, because I know him from The Office.
Oh man, Marissa Tomei. I just think of My Cousin Vinny.
Yeah, I love Marissa Tomei. Best Aunt May, in my opinion.
Mud in the tires.
But it's Dark Was the Night. Never heard of this before. I brought it up to him, but there's also a horror movie by this with the same
No,
name.
It Comes at Night. I think
Comes
you're
at
thinking
Night.
of A24 movie.
No, there's another movie called Dark Was the Night. It's a horror movie.
Oh.
So, but this is like just batshit crazy apparently. But I really wanted to watch it, so I'm probably gonna watch it soon because I haven't watched it yet. But once again, it was factory sealed.
That's cool.
And then Chris, you picked this up not too long ago in our first haul video together.
Mm-hmm.
It was just $1, and I hear it's okay. Wish Upon. Don't know much about it. And then I usually don't buy doubles of things, but I couldn't leave this here for who I am. So I'm a huge Philadelphia sports fan, and it's the Super Bowl champions Philadelphia Eagles Blu-ray. I already had this, but I wanted it again just to have an extra copy because I'm weird. But for $1, why not? I know.
So I'll just wrap up. You have more?
I do have
Okay.
more.
All right. So I'll wrap up my pickups. These are just random FYE pickups, and I got all of these for like $3, which was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I am not an Amy Schumer fan, but Judd Apatow collection. I picked up Trainwreck. I finally picked this up because you told me about it.
Yeah, that's great.
And I was actually reading like I think best comedies of the last 10 years, and this was on it.
Yeah.
So I got Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates.
Aubrey Plaza is a dime. Love
And
her.
I love Anna Kendrick too.
Adam Devine's hysterical though. I'm starting to
Adam
rewatch
Devine.
Workaholics again. I forgot how good he is in that.
And then a movie that I was lukewarm on when I first saw it, but for whatever reason since it came out, I've been itching to add it to the collection.
Rightfully so. It's a good movie.
So I finally picked up A Star Is Born. I wanted the encore version, which features the extended musical sequences, but I figured, whatever. So I finally picked up.
You got
A
for
Star
cheap
Is
too,
Born.
didn't you say?
Yeah, it was like, I think I paid total $3 for all these with tax.
There you go.
So not bad.
No. And little plug for my channel, I recently went to South Jersey Geek Fest, which is a local type of convention for all things geek around in our area. And for these were like $5 a piece for a couple of movies. I didn't have this somehow.
I don't know how.
I know. I love Trick or Treat. This is such a good movie.
So good.
Such a good movie. Oh my god. I love Sam. He's adorable. And then you were surprised that I found this.
Dude, I'm pissed as hell.
So ignore the Goodwill sticker. I switched out the case because the case was pretty shitty. Forgot that I had a Goodwill sticker on this one. I'll eventually take it off. It's Terror in the Aisles. If you don't know what this is, it's kind of just like, how do I put this? It's not really a documentary.
No, it's like a
Montage of classic horror clips, I guess, with some really cool behind the scenes stuff.
It's like the terrifying. It's like kind of like a moment countdown.
Yeah,
thing,
and it's good.
Sort of, I guess.
And for $5, why not? Right?
Yeah, I think it features like 70 plus.
Exactly.
70 plus movies.
Cool. All right, so there's 3 Goodwill finds and then 2 more pawn shop finds.
He actually bought more than me for one.
Which is a first.
That's what happens when I have cash. I usually start grabbing.
That's
cash
what happens
more
when I hang out with you. I buy more than I should.
Shit, bro.
But I love biopic movies and Johnny Cash's Walk the Line with Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah. This was Factory Sealed. Such a good movie. And then Chris kept on going on and on and on about this movie because I had never seen this, and he found it at Second and Charles, and it's become a widely known meme in our world that I have never seen this movie. But it was Factory Sealed. Hollow Man.
Come on, how has he not?
I know.
This is the second video that I'm on your ass about not seeing Hollow Man with Kevin Bacon.
I know. And now I can finally watch it because I don't think it's streaming anywhere.
It's like occasionally on Netflix.
Occasionally.
Yeah, I don't know. Right
so for $2.50 and it was Factory Sealed, yeah, I'll watch it.
Yeah. Especially considering we don't even know what the hell these next 2 movies are.
Exactly. Well, this first one we do. So this was Factory Sealed. Chris doesn't like this movie, but I like this movie. It's long. Gone Girl. Didn't have it.
Yeah, but you say that. Like, I'm a David Fincher fan.
You are a David Fincher fan. So
Zodiac. Give me that. Give me Seven. Give me Fight Club. Gone Girl. Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. They're just too long and slow.
Gotcha.
I appreciate them. Like, I think they're fantastic movies. I just don't need them in my collection.
No, that's fair. I put this as like one of the most hyper-realistic movies because it feels like this is like something you could actually see happen.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Oh, yeah.
Like, I know that sounds weird, but yeah. And then these... God, this dog is snoring.
My dog is snoring on the floor behind us right now.
And then these last 2... I love kaiju monsters. I love Godzilla. I love Gamera, Megalodon, etc. But I've never heard of these. And there was 2 of them there. And they were both still sealed. So So I couldn't really pass them up. Unfortunately, once again, I slipped out the one from another case because the other case was kind of busted. It's Ryga. I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this because I've never heard of Ryga. And then God Ryga versus King Oga.
What the hell?
I don't know. I wanted these because I love Japanese monster movies, like I said. And for the couple of bucks that I paid for them, if they suck, they suck, but they're cool to have. And they're made by a company named RSSR Entertainment, or Cinema, excuse me.
Interesting.
Exactly. Why not?
I don't know. Is that everything?
That's everything. Holy hell. It's a long video.
25 minutes in. I hope everybody's hanging on, but
Yeah.
I'm going to link all of Brandon's socials down below. As far as me, I got a bunch of new videos coming out. I have a horror pack unboxing to do for the month of March.
That's exciting.
Or for the month of April. This is April, right?
Yes,
yeah,
it's April.
I do April. My copy of Lover's Lane from Arrow is actually on the front porch right now. So I'm actually going to be watching that tonight and posting a review for that. I got a bunch of stuff kind of in the world. What do you got going on?
Well, let's see. Video-wise, what do I have planned? So, if you don't know what my channel is all about, I mainly talk about video game soundtracks on vinyl, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Basically showing them out to the world that they exist. And then also, I've been trying to go for at least like one type of like vlog every weekend. So, if you're interested in that, my girlfriend and I are going to a Renaissance Fair this up-and-coming Saturday. So, we're just going to do a little walk-around vlog type video. That's going to be up on Sunday. And then, actually, when is this going up? Because today, this is going up today. So as of tomorrow, I will have another vinyl video up showcasing a pretty widely known soundtrack on the Sega Dreamcast. 2 of them, actually, because it's a double pack, if you will.
Yeah, make sure you go subscribe over to him. Make sure you go follow him on Instagram.
Please
As far as I go, make sure the algorithm has been crushing it. I think of the 110 subscribers in the last 28 days, like 80% of them have been simply algorithm based. So that means if you're watching, you're hitting the thumbs up, you're commenting, you're interacting with the video in some way. So please do me a favor, keep doing that. Let's keep supporting physical media. Keep going out and spending money on physical media. Keep posting about it. Let's keep hunting, just having a good time. So thanks for hanging out. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all later.
Catch you on the B-side.